Hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Dear Chiquis. I'm super excited to hear your questions. I am feeling very excited, you guys, because we are getting closer and closer to the Amantes tour. I cannot wait to see some of you guys. I think you're really going to enjoy it, and I am ready. I'm prepared. But for now, I'm prepared to answer your questions. So let's kick it off with Stephanie.
Hi, Chiquis. My name is Stephanie. I just wanted to say that I love you and I love the podcast and I love your sister's podcast and all of your family. And I just wanted to ask you how you and your significant other do with being apart from each other for a certain amount of time, sometimes longer than other. I know that you go on tour and stuff, so I wanted to see my fiance is actually going to be trucking over the road, so he won't be home for 2 to 3 weeks at a time sometimes. So I just wanted to call and ask to see how you guys deal with that or how you deal with that and the kind of things like that you guys do to maybe help the time go by easier or faster. Thank you so much. I love you.
Stephanie, thank you so much. Thank you for the support that you give not only myself, but to my family. Te lo agradezco mucho. And in regards to your question, I'm not going to say that it's easy. Especially in the beginning, I think it was a little harder for us to be apart because we were just kind of like so obsessed with each other. And now that, we're going on 4 years, well, we just celebrated 3 years, but now that the relationship is more, I think, secure, and I mean like I feel more secure and he feels more secure with me, we've had a lot of great conversations, deep conversations. I feel like we both feel better. I think when someone doesn't trust, when one of the two don't trust, it becomes harder. And I think in the beginning, it's because the relationship was so new, we didn't really know each other on like that deep level. Now he knows exactly who I am. I know who he is. And when he's gone or I'm gone, we do our best to just communicate throughout the day. Like no matter how busy I am, it's like, hey, what are you eating? Or I'll send him a selfie and he'll send me one, or I'll ask him because he doesn't really like to take selfies, but I'm like, can you send me a picture, please? And then it kind of just recharges my batteries. So we do a lot of that. FaceTiming. Thank goodness for technology. We're able to FaceTime. FaceTiming helps, especially at night. And we always call each other at night to say goodnight. So throughout the day, we're texting and we'll send voice notes, we'll send pictures. And then at night, we make sure that before one of us goes to sleep, we say goodnight. That's super important to me. Like, I want to hear you say goodnight to me. And that's that. And I can't worry. Like, if he tells me he's going to be somewhere, I have to trust that, and vice versa, So I think it's just communication. Send him sexy pictures, babe. He's going to be on the road. He's going to need them. You know what I mean? So just send him some random ass sexy pictures and be like, hey, thinking about you. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff keeps the relationship spicy. So do that. You could be naked. You could wear lingerie. You know what he likes. So do that. Do what he likes. And if he's going to be at a hotel room, sometimes I'll do that for Emilio. Like when I'm out and I know he's at a photo shoot, I'll send him he likes donuts. I'll send him a donut. I'll send him coffees. I just surprise him. I think it's important that someone in the relationship always keeps that stuff, whatever made you fall in love with the person in the beginning, continue to do that as much as you can throughout the relationship. So the point is texting, communicate, make sure he answers your calls. That's important. Unless he's really, really busy. But okay, Stephanie, I hope that helped. And thank you for your question. So our next question comes from Janney. Okay, let's see.
Hi, Chiquis. My name is Janney. I am also the oldest of 5. I'm also a Cancer. And of course, my name is Janney. I've always loved that about you and your mom. It's spelled the exact same way, Janney. And I noticed that in the past, you used to go by Janney. And as of the last couple of years, you now go by Janney. And I know that you've mentioned in the past that you kind of had a little bit of a journey with that. So I just wanted to kind of ask and see what's going on with that. I definitely feel kind of like that kind of pronunciation crisis sometimes with people, especially being Mexicana. It can be difficult when introducing myself as that when it's a name in English and people speak Spanish. Anyways, I love you so much, Chiquis. I've been following you and your mom for years. And obviously, with all our similarities, I feel like we're soul sisters. Anyways, te quiero mucho, que estés bien. Gracias.
Oh my gosh, you just took the words out of my mouth. I was like, oh my gosh, is she my soul sister? We're both Cancers. Our name is exactly, like spelled exactly the same. You pronounce it Janney, I pronounce it Janae. Yes, you're right. So going back to your question, I used to spell my name Janie, okay? Because that's how my mom spelled it for like ever until I was 16 years old. And then I looked at my birth certificate and I noticed that it was spelled Janney. And I was like, mother, my whole life, it was Janie. When I went to elementary school, when I went to middle school, and then I get to high school and I'm like at Jordan High in Long Beach and I'm still Janie. And then we moved to Riverside and I go and take myself to school because I was old enough at this point to like register myself. And then I saw that my birth certificate said Janney. And I was like devastated. Not only was I moving to like another county, like a new school, I was 16 years old. Now my name is Janae. And that's what my mom told me. She says, that's how I pronounce it. That was her middle name. It's this whole thing, you guys. But I like Janae and I feel like it's easier, but I see why why you pronounce yours Janie. It could be Janie, huh? It is Janie. Either way, that's my name. That's what my mom told me. She told me it's Janae. So I don't know. I always wondered, I'm like, Mom, and her answer to me was, oh, mija, I have 5 kids. How do you expect me to keep up with all of you? Dude, what? Here I am, 16 years old. No, it was so devastating, you guys. It was so devastating. And I would even spell it with Jan, and then like on the I would put like a little heart. And then like I just had this whole thing. And then I had to just reinvent myself at 16 years old. And so it's Janae. But Janae, tomato, right? So hopefully that answered your question, Janae. But yeah. Just took me back. My mother. I love her. I really do. So let's move on to the next question. And it is from Josue.
Hi, Chiquis. My name is Josue. I just wanted to start off by first saying that I love you so much. I love you and your siblings and your mom. I'm the biggest fan. You guys keep it real. And you guys are so vocal about issues that you guys have faced. And I just feel so connected to you guys. But my question for you is, how do you let go of a guy that clearly doesn't want anything to do with you? I am very attached to this guy from my past, and he has made it clear time and time again that he does not want anything to do with me, yet it was really the only time I felt loved by somebody, and I kind of messed it up. But how do you just move on and overcome this and just let that go? Because I'm still struggling with that, and I'm just wondering if you had also experienced that too. So yeah, that's my question. Thank you. Wait, but I actually hope to be on your podcast one day, because I feel like we could go on for hours and we could talk about some real shit. But okay.
Oh, Josue, I would love to have you on. That'd be great. I think, yeah, we can definitely talk about all kinds of things. Okay. So, yes, I've been in that situation where I have liked a guy very much and he didn't necessarily like me back the way I wanted him to or the way I deserved. So I don't know exactly what happened, because you said something about that, he loved you very much and then you kind of messed it up. I think it's just accepting the fact that you made a mistake and you need to forgive yourself for that. Don't feel like, oh my God, it's my fault. You just have to think of, okay, how can I learn from this situation in order to not make that same mistake in the next relationship or the next person that comes into my life? If this person has made it very clear to you that they want nothing to do with you, then you need to really love yourself enough and step away, because you will push him further and further away, especially if he's been clear. Like, you just kind of have to okay, He wants nothing to do with me. I'm going to do my best to just forget about him. And it's going to take some time and you're going to cry. And there are days where you're going to be fine. And then there's going to be days where you're just like, I can't believe it. I miss him. I want to call him. Do not call. Do not text. You need to heal. Give yourself that grace to heal this. And you will. Maybe you're going to feel like, oh my God, this is the end of the world. Because I have felt like that quite a few times where I'm just like, oh my God, I'm not going to get out of this. Like, I'm so heartbroken. Like, you will be fine. You have to want to be fine though. And you also know what you deserve. So if this person isn't giving you the same energy, then you need to save that energy for yourself, build yourself back up again, and have dignity and just say, okay, I'm going to leave that where it is and I got to walk away for my own mental sanity and emotion. And hopefully you're able to attract someone that does love you and does care about you the way that you deserve. But first you have to love yourself enough, because you're only going to attract what you're going to mirror that. You know what I mean? Like what it is that you're projecting, what it is that you feel about yourself is what you're going to attract, if that makes sense, you know? So get yourself all situated and aligned again, take a deep breath and just let him go. Okay, so our next question comes from Nancy.
Hi, Chiquis. First of all, I want to say I've always been a really big fan of your mom. I'm a big fan of yours. I follow you on Instagram, and I just recently started listening to your podcasts. And in one of your podcasts, someone asked you if you've ever thought of, in the future, possibly purchasing your mother's home. And your answer was that you still need to pray about that. So my question is about faith when it comes to praying. I was raised Catholic, but I'm not a super devout Catholic. I don't go to church every Sunday. I do believe in God. I do pray before I go to bed, but I can't ever say that I've ever prayed about something and received like a clear-cut answer about what to do. So my question is, for you, when it comes to praying, how do you go about that? Are you asking for clarity? Are you asking for an answer? Are you asking for a sign? And then when you do pray, how do you decide what that answer is? Is it a feeling that you get? Are you looking for a sign to say, God, give me a sign, and then something just automatically happens and you say, okay, that's my answer? How does that work for you?
Nancy, well, welcome to the podcast. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate it and I hope you're enjoying it. And I really like your question because I say that a lot. I'm going to pray about it. I'm going to pray about it. And I do pray about it. I literally am like, God, I have this situation. I don't know what to do. Please help me. Just sometimes I'm going to help me. And no, I don't get a text message from God saying this is what you got to do. You know what I mean? Or it's spelled out in the sky. It's not like that. Obviously, I'm looking for peace of mind. Like more than anything, it's more of like, okay, for instance, my mom, the house. If I don't know, right now for me, it's out of my means. It's about an $8 million home. I would say, okay, well, maybe one day I'll be making millions and millions. And I'll say, okay, if the house is available and I have the money for it, then that's what I'm going to do. That's what is meant for me to do. You know what I mean? It's just having peace more than anything, for everything to align in order for it to happen. You know what I mean? And it's more of a feeling, I guess, that I feel. It could be about anything. It's if I ask myself, okay, how do I feel about this situation? You know, or for a long time, I was like praying about, okay, am I going to speak to this person ever again? And a part of me missed them. But then when I thought about getting close to them again, I didn't have peace. And that's me praying like, okay, is this person meant to be in my life? But then it's like, I miss them. But then I think about them and I think of having a conversation with them face to face and rekindling that relationship. And I'm like, ooh, something feels uneasy. It's not like a heck yes, I'm going to go sit down, and it doesn't feel like I want to jump into that situation right away. And I continue to just pray about that until I feel, this feels good. It doesn't scare me. It doesn't worry me. It feels good. And for instance, with my mom's house, you know, that's what it is. I'm praying about it. Like if that house is meant for me in the next, 5 years, then it'll be available. I'll have the money to purchase it. I don't have to worry or like feel like I'm going to be stressed out every month because I want to pay for it, just because I want to have something that was my mom's. It has to feel like peaceful, like easy in a way. you know? So that's kind of what I mean when I say I'm going to pray about it. It's more of like, do I have peace with the situation? Does it feel good here? Does it make my tummy tighten up? If it makes my tummy tighten up and makes me feel uneasy, then I'm like, then okay, that situation or that person or that thing isn't for me. So your question made complete sense. I hope that my answer now made complete sense. But yes, I guess for me, and it's different for everyone else, for me, it's more of a feeling. I'm looking for peace in my heart and in my mind where I'm just like, okay, this feels easy. You know, it's not something I got to force. That's what it is. I don't want to force anything. If it just comes easy and it feels like, all right, cool, this fits, then that's what I go based off of, just being aligned, you know? But yeah, thank you guys so much for your questions. Stephanie, Janney, okay, Josue and Nancy, you guys, thank you. And for those of you that are watching and listening, if you have a question, it could be about anything, as you could see. Please feel free to leave your question at speakpipe.com/Chiquis and Chill podcast, okay? Hope to hear from you guys soon. Y hasta la próxima. Los quiero mucho. This is a production of iHeartRadio and My Cultura Podcast Network. Follow us on Instagram at My Cultura Podcasts and follow me, Chiquis, that's CHIQUIS. For more podcasts from iHeart, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your favorite shows.